Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So I wanted to jump on real quick. It's getting pretty cold here. So I don't know if I'm gonna be out here too long, but I did want to jump on and do a quick video about an experience I had. And I want to put it out there for you to kind of think about it, contemplate it, or share your experience, or what you might think this is. Because I want to say it was actually like going through like a vortex, or how would they say the triangle, the Bermuda Triangle. Um, I don't know. Some people have told me, oh, you may have been like one of those um, abduction kind of things, aliens. But I don't know that I'm really into the whole alien deal. Not that we ourselves are not alien, because we are to another person or creature that may be from a different planet. We would be aliens to them. So it's not to say that that doesn't probably exist, but I don't know if I get into the whole um, existence of like these creepy looking alien forms, you know what I mean, with big buggy eyes, and we're going to be abducted. I don't know if I get into all that kind of stuff, but not to say, other forms don't exist. Most likely they do. So, I mean, because if we do, they do. And if they do, we do, right? So, just so as far as the experience that I had, this was a long, long time ago before my awakening, and I really didn't think much of it. And I was like, now that I'm awake, I kind of look back and contemplate, and I kind of make sense of the things that were happening throughout my life. And so this was actually, I was driving. I was living in Pennsylvania at the time, up in the boonies, right? So I would drive like half hour just to get to work up into the mountains, and it was broad daylight out, and there was nobody behind me, and was like this 2-lane road up winding along the side of this mountain, right? So the road would be waving back and forth, winding. Um, and it was very interesting that there was one car ahead of me, um, and nothing behind me. And then when I was just driving, and all of a sudden this white light came down, right? And it like was so bright that it like took me out, and I was like taken out of that space. It was like I passed out, or I was knocked out from it, and I don't really know what was going on. I don't remember anything other than waking back up. When I woke up, my head was like this, and I just came through, and I'm like just coming back into my awareness, and I'm like, I don't know what that was, but the car had slowed down some, but it was still on the road, which was very interesting, because the road, like I said, kind of would go back and forth. It was like a waving road. It wasn't like a straight road. So the car that was in front of me was literally further ahead of me, quite a distance. So it was a period of time that I was out, and I was still there. My car was still going. I was still on the road, and I just woke up back into where I was um, in that moment. But it wasn't in that moment. It was like this time span between, where that car. It was kind of like where that car was, because they were pretty close in front of me, right? But not too close. You know what I mean? Um, but then when I came back through, from having passed out or been knocked out, it was far ahead of me. And there was still nobody behind me, but I was still going at a pace where I was still actually literally on the road, and I hadn't gone off the road, right? So I was still, there driving with my hands on the steering wheel. And it was so funny because I just lifted my head up, and I was like, oh, I'm back here. And I just kept driving. So, to me, I don't know really what that was. I personally want to say it was kind of like a vortex, or like the Bermuda Triangle. It was almost like going into this energy or light barrier. Like it was like, and then you come out on the other side. It's almost like there was this gap in time from what's my experience. Not really an alien abduction kind of scenario, but I've talked to a couple different people about that, and they've given me, different views or perceptions on what that might have been. But I'm going to put it up to you guys out there, and it'd be fun to see what you guys come back with. So definitely drop them in the comments below, and I'd like to see, what you might want to add to it, because I think it would be fun, to share different views or perceptions on it. Just keep it kind. We'll just put it that way, and allow other people to also speak. Don't we don't want to comment on other people's comments on what they might think it is, because this is an open conversation, for everybody. So, drop below what you might think this actually is. Do you think it's an alien abduction? Did you think it was, going through like a vortex sort of situation, or the Bermuda Triangle kind of situation? What do you think it was, what was, happening there? Because again, I was just kind of driving, and it was like this white light just came down in front of me, and it was so bright and so white, like it literally, and I don't want to say it shocked me, but it just knocked me out. It was like I was knocked out, from the brightness of this light. And it wasn't like anything damaged to my car. It wasn't like lightning or, anything like that. But it was so bright though that it that it knocked me out. And I don't have any remembrance of what was happening during that time. Only when I came back and I was holding on the steering wheel, and then my head was back, and the rest, and I was still driving. It was like I was still there, but I wasn't there. And then I came back through, and then I was just keeping still driving, and it was just a really weird experience. I've never had that experience before. I don't know what that would have been, but the car again was further up the road. It was probably I'd say about maybe a mile up the road, from where I was, maybe a mile and a half ahead of me. So it was that time span, when you're driving, and I think the speed limit, I think it was like maybe 40, 35, 40. I don't know. It was so long ago that I don't even remember. But it was like a wavering road, and we were going around the bend because it was a mountain, and then down below. And I'm glad that I didn't go off the road, because that probably been a worse situation. At that. So that was interesting experience. But yeah, drop your comments below and see. I want to see what you guys have to say or want to share, about that experience. Because like I said, I've had many different experiences, and so I'm going to be sharing those, and definitely want to make this, conversational in a sense, and, get the people thinking, because there are things that are going on, beyond what we really think it is. There's so much more beyond, our physical comprehension of being human, that maybe we're not aware of, or, we've had these experiences and we don't share them. But it's a great opportunity to, talk about it, express it, and, just contemplate it, because there are things that do happen beyond our norm everyday life situations. So, all right, just wanted to share that. It was a interesting experience. So, all right, happy journeys.